Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Joy of Puzzles. I have for you today a puzzle titled Reader's Paradise. It was published in 2018 by White Mountain Puzzle. White Mountain Puzzle has been around since 1978. They were originally a company that manufactured posters. And then they transitioned, of course, over time into what I would say is a very natural thing. Puzzles, right? Nothing but a poster, but on a thicker piece of paper that you then cut into little pieces. They're located up in a little rural town up in New Hampshire, that's right, the White Mountains, right near Mount Washington. The folks that started the business are lucky enough to still be involved, kind of uncommon as businesses grow today. They tend to get bought out, and beyond that, they're also lucky enough to pass it on to their children, who had the inclination and the aptitude to keep it going. They are recognized as one of the top family-owned businesses in New Hampshire, so if you're ever in that area, supposedly there's a store you can go visit. I've never been, but sounds fun. The artist for this puzzle is Amy Stewart. Now, her homepage, which I found, was pretty detailed. It's kind of nice to run across one that I didn't have to do lots and lots of research to discover. So give her bio a read, but the highlights are she's a self-taught artist. She started in web design in 1999, which arguably is later in life. And then she, from there, started to blend digital art with traditional art techniques. Lots of photography, lots of very unique stuff. She started to sell her items to puzzle manufacturers, and she teaches what they call master classes in how to use Photoshop. So I'm sure that's where she's able to create a lot of these very unique and beautiful images. Her homepage is pretty nice. Lots of expressions of where she can apply her art. This puzzle is 1,000 pieces, and it took just over 4.5 hours to build. Strategy-wise, well, as usual, I started with the border. And then, what catches your eye. So the carpeting on the stairs, we'll call it black and purple, and there's this blue door down a hallway on the right-hand side, along with some very distinctive lettering above that. There's like a window treatment, so we kind of worked on bright colors that weren't books and weren't railings. So those things they really stood out, along with the hardwood flooring was a distinct, and the round table in the middle, and then the various carpets. There's a purple carpet and a hallway, and a little bit of purple trim, and then, after that, it was books and railings. Some of the poster-size images kind of stood out, but it really hunt and peck after that. Just a lot of books and books and books. Luckily, there's enough depth in the puzzle that you could tell if the books were in the foreground or in the middle or in the background. So, frankly, it was a pretty easy puzzle. So having said that, let's jump right into the review. I'm going to review this puzzle in 4 categories on a scale of 1 to 5. The first category is the puzzle material quality itself. This is the quality of the paperboard and how well the image was bonded to that paperboard. Well, White Mountain is pretty darn consistent. I'm going to give them a 3. The pieces are rigid. There's little pieces, little layers of the paperboard in the box, underneath from the little tabs, but that's pretty normal. I don't really want to take away from that. It's not like they fell apart in my hands, which I've certainly had happen, or pieces were stuck together and when you try to break them apart, you rip the paperboard. So none of that. All good. Give it a 3. The next is the puzzle cut quality and design. These guys do a good job. I'll give it a 3. I'll start with that. What I like is that the unique shapes. They make the build, in some respects, easier, from the traditional, Big Ben kind of classic Milton Bradley puzzles where it's 4 basic shapes. You end up really searching. These designs from White Mountain, with their unique and oddly shaped pieces, really help you find where pieces have to go. So I'm going to give them a 3. Cut quality doesn't detract in any way. Very rarely do you ever put a piece in the wrong spot because of the uniqueness of the design. So 3, right where it should be. Difficulty. Well, this puzzle was pretty easy. With a 4.5 hour build time, I'm only going to give this one a 2. You would think that with all the books, perhaps there would be much more of a grind to get it done, but it's really not. There's so many distinct features in the nature of the cut of the pieces make this pretty simple. In the strategy section, I could have talked a lot about the specific things that we went after, but frankly, if you're building this yourself, what you'll find is that whatever catches your eye, and then there's no doubt where it goes. This is a type of puzzle where you pick up a piece and you can just place it with some certainty that, oh, this is going to end up in this very specific spot. So I can only give this a 2 for difficulty. The 4th and most subjective of all the categories, frameability. If I was the type of person that built a puzzle only once, saved it forever, hung it somewhere, would this make the list? And I'm going to put this one slightly below average. I'm going to put this as a 2. Not me. Not my taste. I wouldn't know any place to put this. I mean, I can see it hanging perhaps at a library or a bookstore or something of that nature, but for me, no, it just doesn't hit any of those buttons, pull any of those levers where I would say, oh, I definitely would want this someplace in my house. So frameability is only a 2. Now overall, again, not truly linear, but I am still only going to give this a 2. While the material quality and the cut are fine, and that's often for me the deciding factor, this one was particularly easy, and yeah, I in all likelihood I would not build this again. No. There's another reason I'm saying that. The person who loaned this to me didn't realize it was missing 5 pieces. So there's another reason never to build this particular one again. But even if I had this brand new in a box and it had no such problem, I still probably wouldn't I wouldn't build this one again. I might lend it out because it's a straightforward puzzle and wouldn't torture anyone with the grind of the build. No, they'd probably enjoy it, but for me this is a 2. Not my cup of tea, so to speak. Alright, what else can I say about this puzzle? Honestly, it was just really easy. The railings and the images and the books and their depth perception that you get from the size of the books made this particularly simple. The missing pieces were quite disappointing. At the very end, I know I say it all the time, you'll see me put the pieces in a little plastic baggie for the edge, and then the rest of the pieces in a big Ziploc bag in case it gets dropped. Well, I wish the person that loaned this to me did that, and then I probably wouldn't be in this situation. I mean, to lose 5 pieces is a lot. My guess is this puzzle spilled out of a box somewhere, and they did their very best. Perhaps in some other puzzle you'll find those extra 5 pieces at their house, but oh well, c'est la vie, sort of. I don't know what to say about that. I can't loan this to anyone, and I will return it to the person with my little note in the lid that 5 pieces are missing. Well, that's all I got for everyone today. I appreciate everyone out there that takes 10 minutes out of a day to watch one of these videos. You know, if you really like it, go ahead and click the like button. Hey, maybe even subscribe to the channel. That's it. Thanks. I look forward to bringing you guys more videos in the very near future. Thank you, everyone. Bye.